Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our show that is yet to be named. I'm Austin Harrison. I'm joined by...
I'm Lilly Quatch.
And I really wish the show was going to be called Lilly and Friends. I pushed for it pretty hard, but sadly, no.
No, we decided it was for the best.
Lilly decided it was for the best.
Yes.
We got some great submissions. Some of my favorites were, I really liked You, Me, and IV from Adirag, and then Ivy Drip from Physics Freak. Did you have a favorite?
Yeah, I also liked Frame the Table by Jacob.
Nice. Those were all great. We decided to go with, I'm going to let you do the reveal.
Analysis Paralysis.
Yeah, so we had that in from Dirkamus. One of our Discord members, he had the idea for IVAP, and we just shortened it and lengthened it at the same time. We made it not IV and lengthened AP out to Analysis Paralysis. And so I'm still sad it's not Lilly and Friends, but I will learn to get over it. But now Analysis Paralysis is a weekly podcast about board games. We'll be bringing you news from the board game world, talking about what's going on in IV, looking at crowdfunding campaigns, and probably talking about things we're playing.
Yeah, so for this week's show, we're talking about a crowdfunding legend, AI art in the board game space, and then Want to Eat at Gen Con, and Octopi Gate.
Octopi Gate.
Stay tuned for that.
I'm really excited about that one. Hilarious. If you watched last week, if you haven't watched last week's episode, you may want to go watch that first because it'll make a lot more sense having seen that. So, all right, Lilly, what is going on in the board game world this week?
So our first story is about this one backer who did something truly amazing for everyone else.
Yeah, if you've been following crowdfunding for the last 3 years, you know occasionally that companies have had to go back to backers and ask for money to do the shipping to them, the final stage. They've got the games, they got them at the warehouse, but they ran out of cash to finally deliver those games. And so a lot of backers have been asked to provide more funds. And that's what happened in this situation. We have Cthulhu Wars, the Daemon Sultan, that basically ran out of cash to pay for that final leg of shipping. A lot of this came from the pandemic when shipping rates just skyrocketed 400 or 500% for freight shipping across the ocean, basically from China. And it's just continued to have ramifications for whatever reason. We're not going to dive too deeply in the reasons here, but yeah, what ended up happening?
Yeah, so instead of paying for just their game to be shipped, they paid for everyone else's games to be shipped, which was totaling to be like about 150,000 or so, which is a crazy amount to spend.
That is so much money. Yeah, because they could have just paid for their own game and gotten their own game.
Yeah, exactly.
They're like, no, everybody gets
Everyone gets their game. You get a game, you get a game, and you get a game.
I want this person as a friend.
Yeah.
That sounds like a great person.
Must have been a great surprise for everybody.
Oh my
like
goodness.
Opening an email like saying, oh, your game's coming.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
And they refunded anyone that had paid up until that point.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it wasn't just like anyone new. It's like, no, everyone that donated money retroactively is going to get that back. And so that was really, really cool of the donor to do.
Yeah, super
really,
cool.
really awesome. While we definitely applaud that person, I am curious what y'all think about the situation as a whole. As a publisher, I'm trying to see both sides of this and definitely can understand the positions when economic situations change, potentially needing more cash. But for your take and your opinion, I'd love to hear if you're okay with having to invest a little bit more money after the fact when things change, or if you'd prefer maybe for games to cost a little bit more up front. And so when economic conditions do change, the publisher has prepared for that and can handle that. So please comment below and let us know what your thoughts are on that specifically.
Yeah. Well, in other news, there's another hot topic in the board game space right
big
now.
leak.
Yeah, big leak. So there is AI art being used. Apparently.
Potentially. Yes. Allegedly. Yeah. We're not accusing anyone of anything here. Ding Dong on Kickstarter had some backers pointing out that some of the art looked like it could have been from Midjourney. And Ding Dong has said that it was not Midjourney. They've pointed to artists and different softwares that they use, which were not AI. And we're not going to comment on which one we think. Although Lilly did accuse somebody. But no, just kidding.
Oops.
Obviously, there's a lot to unpack on just the opinions about AI art.
Yeah, I mean, AI art in general is just a big topic. I mean, you have multiple opinions about it, and there's so many sides to it, too. I mean, AI art is a new technology, basically, and these new artists are using, digital tools, machine learning to create compositions or maybe inspirations for their own art.
Yeah.
I mean, but on the other side, you could see that AI art could be just stealing other people's previous creations already and not crediting it. And so it's a hard topic to talk about in terms of how you define what art is and then how you take ownership over art as well.
Yeah. I'm curious if backers knew it was AI art, if a campaign said this is AI art, but the final product is cheaper because it's AI art, whether backers would be interested in trying it out, supporting it. Obviously, you can't know without knowing what the game is, but I'm curious what you think, if that would be a qualm for you as a backer. So please comment below. We'd love to know if you're open to backing an AI art campaign.
I wonder if there's also like a threshold in terms of like how much AI art are you using? Like, is it the whole thing? Is it like some small parts of it? I don't know. If there's like a gray boundary somewhere.
I think there is, and that's a whole different conversation. I don't think I can dive too deep into that, but like, I don't care as much if it's just like a part, like we used a little bit of AI in the background art. Like, I don't even think I would care if that wasn't reported or not. It's like the main key art, like that is real artists.
And Ivy Studios doesn't use AI art, and if we were to, in any case, we would be very transparent about it. Yeah,
definitely. Moonrakers would have been a lot easier. Those 400 card and ship part and crew illustrations would have been a lot easier with AI art, let me tell you. But no, we're very, very proud of that game and how it looks. So I'm glad that it was made how it was. But the world's changing. I'm sure when people started using Photoshop or digital painting tools for the first time, everyone was like, no, we do physical things and we shoot with cameras. I mean, I guess we were alive, but I don't remember that transition at all.
I don't even know when Photoshop came out.
I don't either.
If you know, let us know.
Let us know when Photoshop came out. Definitely. So I thought that the crowdfunding campaigns we've been looking at have had a theme, Lily. The theme being cute creatures.
Maybe that's my influence.
So this week, Garbage and Glory is an RPG that launched, and I love little RPGs like this. It is raccoons that are digging through trash and trying to find treasures and crafting materials and all kinds of things, and you play as a bunch of different classes of raccoon, and you're having to fight like rats and other things trying to steal the trash. It's just really fun to have little RPG worlds like this and give you rules to play within rather than having to homebrew it. I can definitely see getting a group of friends that would never, want to be elves and dwarves that are like, yes, I will be a raccoon and dumpster dive.
Like, yes. It's all your dumpster diving dreams without the actual dumpster. So
it's way less smelly that way.
Exactly.
But yes, we have had a theme so far. I don't know if it'll hold up, but cute animals has been the theme.
I'll try my best.
Another one on GameFound, Planet Unknown. So I really, really like the look of this game. It is already out there, so you can go find it and decide if you're going to want to, back this. It is ending soon, though, I think. I think it ends maybe on Friday, June 28th, which might be the day this is launching, this video is launching. So it is coming out very, very soon, or going to end really soon. But if you know anything about this game, it's probably that there's a Lazy Susan. It has this amazing, giant, spinning plastic thing that holds all of the tiles that you're going to be using. And it is gorgeous and very functional and looks amazing. I have not played with it, but I find it really interesting. The game itself is widely considered to be phenomenal. It had a Kennerspiel nomination. It has a Seal of Excellence from Dice Tower. I think it's in the top 300 games on BGG. So overall, I don't have to play it to know it's probably a fantastic game. It's more, are you interested in tiling games? And it has a Supermoon expansion that adds another place where you're playing tiles. Overall, looks like a really, really cool campaign. If you want to check it out, I think it's over 700 grand already, so it's doing really, really well. So looks awesome.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm gonna go to my.
Does it have more cute creatures?
Yeah, kind of. In some aspects. So this one is called Wolves.
Okay.
And it's by Coyote and Crow, which is actually a native-led company.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah. So basically, their whole creative team is led by Native Americans who are in the creative space. And this game basically is you're managing your own community and you're gathering resources, and you also have to share your resources with other communities. And if any one of the communities fail to meet their needs, then everyone in the game also loses. So
is there a winner though?
Yes, there is a winner.
Okay,
so
it's
semi-cooperative. So it's kind of like Moonrakers, where you're working together. But
that is interesting.
Yeah, it incentivizes gifting to other people, which I think is a cool concept.
I love it as an idea. I know there's some people that bounce pretty hard off of semi-co-op, but that sounds like, because of the theme, I think I would be more open to it. Because it's not just like, oh, I'm helping you get treasure. No, it's like, I'm helping your people stay alive. Like, that's like, I'm way more willing to do that as an empathetic person than I am to give you some money.
I was going to say, it's a great parallel for human communities and society in itself, right? What we should be doing.
Yeah, I thought that was really neat. I love that the game is called Wolves, and they literally have a section that says, "If this game is called Wolves, why are there no wolves in it?" But it's talking about the like. I think we've all probably heard like the internal wolves, like the concept of good and evil, and that's kind of like the theming they were going for. But yeah, really, really neat campaign and really, really neat company.
Yeah. So, any updates about Hamlet?
Right, I brought it. You can see that it's still in the shrink, which means I didn't play it. But I did back it. I was like, I don't have time to play it, but I really want to back this new campaign. So I did something I might not recommend doing, and I backed an expansion before I played the game. But I am committing here and now that I will play this game on camera with Lilly and maybe Zach, maybe Max, maybe Sam, who knows, maybe Jordan. But me and Lilly will play this game soon, and I will give you my take on it then. I'm pretty sure I'm going to love it because I'm really, really interested in this, like, the different size tiles.
Yeah, for sure.
And so you saw me talk about it last week. I'm sorry I didn't play it in time, but, there we are. Yeah, what have we been playing, Lilly? Did you play anything fun this last week?
So I actually played Moonrakers Luminor for the first time.
What'd you think?
It was great. Well,
Well, it was great, but...
But, I mean, we lost. I mean, that's okay to lose, too, because this just makes you want to play it again and again until you win. But we played 3-player cooperative, and I like being fully cooperative. I'm not... It's
like a whole different experience.
Yeah, it's a different experience. We found the difficulty to be similar to the Terraforming Mars Ares Expedition co-op mode. So
that's great.
We've played that many, many times.
So if you don't know, Luminor is a digital expansion for Moonrakers where you're playing against a computer, basically. You're kind of going on like this this journey through the stars. It feels a little bit like playing FTL or even something like Slay the Spire, where you're jumping from like situation to situation, but you're still playing the physical components.
What is FTL? I'm sorry.
FTL, Faster Than Light. It's a video game, not a board game, but it's one of my favorite video games of all time. And so it definitely has that kind of feel. I'm happy that you enjoyed it.
I love the soundtrack. It was amazing.
Didn't JP go back and play it until he won?
Oh yes, he played solo mode by himself until he won. So he was hooked.
So that is Sanctus, a friend of the studio, and I love what they came up with. That was so fun, kind of seeing that come to life. Big fan of what they came up with. That market music is such a slapping track. Love it.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe.
You should check it out. Well, what else have we been playing?
Oh, I made you play Land, Air, and Sea.
Right, yep.
So this is an Arcane Wonders game. It's only 18 cards. And if you had told me that one of my favorite games would only be 18 cards, I would say that's silly. That doesn't seem possible.
It was so fun. It was so tactical.
Yeah.
And I felt like there's so many different options you could have had. So almost analysis paralysis for me. But
so
in a good way.
If you haven't played this game, it is if you've played Marvel Snap, it would seem a little familiar. But basically you have 3 regions, and you're playing cards to try to win 2 of them. And if you win 2 of them, you'll win the round. But how many points you get for winning the round changes based on if the person you're playing against chooses to retreat or not. And so they'll get 6 points if you stay until the end of the hand. But really, if it looks like you're losing, you should retreat as soon as possible because they'll get less and less points. And it's a race to 12 points, so that matters pretty quickly. There's also an expansion called Lies, Spies, and Supplies. I'm pretty sure there's a way to play like 4 players. I haven't done that yet with the expansion.
We should do that sometime.
Yeah, I would love to do that. But really, like the game is always in my backpack. It goes with me everywhere, and I just pull it out whenever I have.
He literally just pulled it out from his backpack.
I pull it out whenever we have, like an hour like to kill or even a half hour because it's pretty fast. Like the rounds are really fast.
Yeah.
So,
I like that a lot. I think what I struggle with in the game is that I don't know when to retreat.
Yep, you did not retreat once.
Exactly.
Nope.
That was my fatal mistake.
I was like, you can retreat. I'll get less points. No.
Do you have any tips for when you should retreat?
Yes. If you draw a hand and you have no 6s and 5s, I generally am thinking about retreating. I don't think you have to retreat, but I am thinking about retreating at that point. I also cheated and didn't tell Lilly until the last hand that she could flip over cards on my side of the board. So my victory has a little bit of an asterisk on it, but it was still very fun.
We'll play it again. We'll see how the streak goes.
Yes. Today, we're playing Fractured Sky for the first time.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that.
Lilly has to play it before Gen Con so that she can teach it, or she's fired. Not actually, Lilly, we've never fired. But yeah, we have a Discord member maybe coming by that we're going to play with, which is fun. I'm excited about.
For sure.
Yep. There's an octopus in that.
Yeah, so if you watched last week's episode, I corrected Austin saying octopi is the plural form of octopus.
And I thought that sounded right. And I was like, I'm so glad you're here.
And I was like, I got you. I don't got him, apparently. Because
So-
that was wrong.
The Discord fact checked us. And apparently there's some like Greek Latin thing, and octopus is Greek. And so it doesn't go to the octopi. It goes to octopode or octopuses.
Yeah,
Is octopode a word?
apparently it
Doesn't
is.
sound like a word.
I mean, my whole life has been a lie, so I'll accept anything at this point.
Yeah, I do feel like you need a written apology
Oh, yes.
to the octopi.
Yes, I
of the
sincerely
world.
apologize to all octopuses
Yeah.
I have offended
Just
for my
doesn't sound right.
transgression. In other news,
Yeah, IV news. Actually, well, we're doing a mailbag segment, and I'm really excited about it. But before I get to that, a couple of IV news things. We launched 2 new gameplay videos for Mythic Mischief 2, the werewolves versus the gnomes, and the gargoyles versus the fairies. And that was me and Zach going head-to-head on both of those. Don't worry, we'll get some other players in there. It won't just be me and Zach all the time. And then in other news, Moonrakers. Alex from Board Game Co. did a video last week that was about the top 15 crowdfunding campaigns from 2022. And I didn't know this, but we're in the top 15. Now, it may be number 15, but we're still in the top 15 crowdfunding
it still
campaigns.
counts. It still counts.
So I didn't know we were in the top 15 crowdfunding campaigns last year, funding goal-wise. And so I was thrilled to find that out. And then in the same week, we passed over the top 1,000 board games on BGG for Moonrakers. So that was really, really exciting.
It's a big achievement.
Yeah, it was fun. And then just something totally random. Jordan from our team, who you've definitely seen on some gameplays and stuff, found a fun little Nashville hidden gem. So next time you're in Nashville, you'll have to look this up. He found a Nashville armored combat night.
Yeah.
Where it was just lots of people in swords just smacking each other. So I want to show you a little bit of it on screen because Jordan was there and was able to take some footage. But this is apparently at the Nashville Palace the last Wednesday of every month. And it is just a lot of adults hitting each other with swords.
Yeah, it's very intense. They go all out.
Jordan said there was like a front flip body slam at one point,
Oh my
which
gosh.
sounds terrifying, but also kind of amazing.
So we should go as a team sometime,
we're
right?
gonna go. Me, you, and Jordan
Yeah.
will go, and we will report back on when Lilly is starting.
When I start fighting?
Yeah, when you're gonna be in the ring next.
Oh, well. Put me in, coach. Just give me 2 weeks. I'm good.
Oh man, that would be terrifying. I do not, even if I'm wearing metal, do not want to be hit with swords. That does not sound fun.
Yeah. There's always little cracks. You never know.
Yeah, there's joints in the armor. They had to die when they were in medieval times, so it's possible.
They had to die.
Yeah, there are ways to die. Anyway, mailbag segment. Mailbag.
Yes.
Our first mailbag ever. We didn't do a mailbag last week because it was a new show and no one had even known it was existing. From Tech Ninja,
Yeah.
asked, how do you eat and drink around board games?
Very carefully.
Yeah. Cheetos, not allowed.
Cheeto dust.
Yeah. We all have those non-gamer friends that are like eating or drinking things, or like
And then-
kids that like tables are just sticky.
Yeah.
That's
Not
not
a great vibe. So actually, my cousin used to eat Cheetos with chopsticks
Like
when we were younger.
real chopsticks.
Real chopsticks,
Did
yeah.
you have you seen the like the finger chopstick things?
No, like
Okay, it was on Shark Tank. I think it's called like Snacktive or something like that, and it's on Amazon. I just bought some because we were talking about this earlier.
ooh.
But it's like finger chopsticks that you can still be using your fingers to like type or play board games or hold cards. But then the chopsticks are like in between your knuckles, and you can reach in and grab like a
So
chip
just-
or a Cheeto. So now you can eat
Ooh.
Cheetos and
Very
not
nice.
get your fingers dirty when you play board games.
That's
So-
investment for all your board games, basically. So
My other recommendation, Tech Ninja, is kids sippy cups. You know,
Ooh.
drink out of those. You know, don't care
There's
what
no
your friends
shame in
think.
this, no shame.
It'll protect from spills. It's a great idea. No, in realistically, the cup holders that are off the table, like you can even buy ones that just attach to your table if you want to have a board gaming table. Not a bad idea for that. But then also Gen Con, like how to eat at cons. And this is like a bigger conversation. I kind of want to do another video about this. But Gen Con food recommendations, like how to eat when you're at a big con. Gen Con's next week, so it's what's on my mind. The first thing is remember to eat, and you should also maybe use deodorant, hydrate, and shower.
side notes.
Yeah, just side notes. That doesn't have anything to do with eating. But the con food is there, and it's semi-fast, but it's not usually great. But Gen Con has a block party outside that's all food trucks, and those can be wonderful. But then if you're at Gen Con, 2 restaurants that I highly recommend are Root and Bone and Ash and Elm. Now, I don't think they're walking distance. They're definitely something I have to drive to. And really, I don't know why I'm telling you, because now it's going to be harder for me to get a reservation.
That's because we care about you.
We care. That's fine.
Obviously.
But yes, those are my two favorite places. And I even order cider from that cidery all year long.
Ooh, I love cider.
It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. So if you like cider, what was it again?
Ash and Elm.
Ash and Elm.
So, what are your favorite places to eat at Gen Con? Do you have any recommendation for me? If you do, please let me know, because I would love to try it out while we're there next week. And then we had a mailbag. We had like 4 different pieces of mail that were asking us about how games are made, whether that means prototyping things or how we go about designing things. And we actually have a show coming out that's going to cover that. And then our social media, you can see me mixing resin and
Face full of resin.
Face full of resin hashtag. There's a bunch of stuff on our social Instagram or TikTok that you can find out about prototyping. But we have a show coming out, so stay tuned for that. And then Lily, I think what takes us to our giveaway.
Yeah, the end segment. So for this week's giveaway, the winner is Eric Warden.
Eric, congratulations. You have won either some merch. Wait, this isn't Mythic
That's
Mischief
the wrong
merch.
one, but...
Almost right. Mythic Mischief has a crest hoodie right there. Or a Mythic Mischief game if you don't already have that. And so all you have to do, I think you have to reach out to you.
So please DM me on Discord, or if you have me on Instagram, you can find me. Or even just on YouTube, you can DM the IP.
Yeah. I think Discord is probably the best place for sure. And Lily's pretty easy to find there. Look for the cat.
Look for the cat. The cat is my cat named Bucket.
I love
for
that
context.
Name. If you didn't win this week, we're doing another giveaway.
Yeah, we're doing another giveaway, a second giveaway. So what you need to do is just comment below, what your opinions are about whatever, AI art, inflated shipping, or having to pay before or after the campaign.
Gen Con food recommendations.
Gen Con food.
All qualify.
Yeah. So anything you want, that's it.
We'll put you in the running.
Put you in the running. And hopefully you'll win something next week.
Yeah, same prizes next week. Still going to be merch or Mythic Mischief stuff. Probably will remain something like that until we launch Mythic Mischief, which is coming on September 12th.
Yeah, so exciting.
That's our show. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll be back next week with Analysis Paralysis. Bye. Bye. I'm sure I'll see you before the end of the show. I'm not supposed to look at this camera. I'm supposed to look at that camera. You left the TV on, Sam. You want me to turn it off? I can turn it off. Tonka.